No, let's not delink it from this process, because it is part of the legacy. But it was because it was corrupt to take from others what was theirs and allocate to others who you preferred because of your authority and power and your authority for legislative. That's corruption. That's a big, grand corruption, if we put it that way. But significantly, what we are talking about is that the transitioning from the old system prior to 1994 to a new system, one of the requirements was that we needed to be vigilant, that we do not embrace and continue to allow ourselves to be made vulnerable to corrupt practices, because it undermines the image of those who govern in the eyes of those who are electing them almost every 5 years and so on. But also the poor are the ones who suffer most from corrupt practices. Even if the big grand thieves who deal in huge amounts of money that makes what poor people do pale into insignificance, are the ones we should focus on equally in the system of governance that says some officials in the departments of government, broadly speaking, are tempted or themselves entice others outside in the private sector to acquire land and to acquire things illegally and so on. Those are acts of corruption. And it is risky. One of our responsibilities, for example, is that we are responsible for deeds registration, which means every transaction in the country that happens in an exchange of land ownership, land use, is registered and recorded. And that system ought to be of a high quality, and its legitimacy, its integrity must never be at risk. And this is why we must make sure that the systems that we put into place make it difficult, absolutely tight from corrupt practices. We've already moved significantly on this. There are currently, as we speak, 4 officials who are being prosecuted. The president has signed declarations to investigate the entire restitution process. And so we are absolutely, this is one of the areas in which we cannot speak without addressing this. It's a national priority. It's one of the 5 priorities in the country. Rural development is one, health, education, decent jobs, and combating crime and corruption is one of the 5th priorities. So in the work that we are doing, that's one area in which we need to be absolutely forceful in representing the wishes of the interests, who want to see nothing else but clean governance, that the resources which belongs to them finally are handled with absolute care and concern.